Hey everyone, welcome to another Mind Power Monday. I hope you're having a really wonderful Monday so far, wherever it is that you are. I have had an amazing weekend slash last week. Gosh, we went from boot camp to I had Sarah and Pat and Danusha come and visit me and spend the week. They just flew out yesterday morning, and then I had my regular Sunday, get everything sparkly clean so I'm ready for the week. So yeah, whatever it is that you were doing over the weekend, I hope you had a really great time, whether it was working on a project or relaxing or spending time with loved ones or a little bit of all of that. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm Melanie Robinson, and as you guys know, I am a real estate investor, just like the rest of you. I've done several different strategies over the years, both here in BC and in New Brunswick. I've focused a lot in the last couple of years on joint venture partnerships and raising capital. I've also in BC done some new builds and, I've done a lot of different things here in BC, but an exciting thing is happening coming up soon, I hope. I'll be getting occupancy on our fourplex over in Vancouver Island and figuring out how to best utilize that space. So that's me as a real estate investor. The reason I want to share that with you that that I am an investor. I don't want you guys to just think that I'm, a mindset person. I want you to remember as I'm sharing all of this that I am experiencing all of these things with you. I face the challenges. It's not always easy. I have to shift my mindset. I've got to use the tools and the things that I share with all of you. I have to implement those things myself in order to keep moving forward and keep going after my goals. Especially when it's not easy. Good morning, everyone. And so that's why I want to share this with you. That's why I want to share that I want you guys to remember as you're listening. I'm not just some person who's sharing this stuff, but not having to actually put it into practice. I have goals that I'm wanting to achieve, and I have obstacles that I face where I need to use the power of my mind. I need to get out of my own way. I need to practice what I preach. And I've got to make this as easy as I can for myself so that I can move forward and achieve my goals. So, as you guys know, my background is in sort of personal development, professional development. I'm a master practitioner of NLP. We had a family business doing corporate training, coaching, consulting. I did a lot of one-on-one, work with individuals, coaching, and I do some of that now as well. But my background was doing all of that and really helping people achieve their next level of success. And all of it, again, to do with the mental aspect of it. I say this week after week, I'll say it again. You can be super skilled at whatever it is that you do. I see Megan's on here. Hey, Megan. And Megan's amazing at short-term rentals, short-term property management. Hopefully I'm saying that properly. Anyhow, she's incredible, amazing. We can be incredible. She was just at a conference learning more about it, always, staying on top of her game. That is great. And the fact that she's here on Mind Power Monday, the reality is, and I'm sure Megan can attest to this, it's one thing to know how to do that. It's another thing to get out of our own way when things are really overwhelming, things are really challenging. You have, whatever the challenges might be. My point is, whatever skill we have, whatever strategy we're doing in real estate investing, whether we're doing flips or long-term buy and holds, joint ventures, whether we're raising capital, whether we're doing multifamily, short-term vacation rentals, commercial properties, storage units, land development, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be super skilled and take 5 million courses on how to do that. But if you don't work on yourself, if you don't recognize that at the end of the day, you're bringing you to the table, it's you who achieves the results. It's you who has the conversations with people. It's you who either takes action or doesn't. And that's what I'm super passionate about sharing with you guys today. Or every Monday. That's why I come on every Monday and share Mind Power Monday, because I want to support you in that piece of it. I want to help build you up so that you can then go out and do whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your area of expertise is, that you can be the best version of yourself. You can overcome whatever challenges come your way. You can shift your mindset to be able to deal with whatever difficult situation is happening so that you can continue to move forward, so that you don't give up, throw in the towel, and not achieve your dreams, because that at the end of the day, we're all here working towards our goals. We all have this idea, these goals, these dreams, this vision for our future. There's a reason we are here. There's a reason we're in the Fearless Real Estate Investors community, and that's because we have something that we're wanting to achieve. And there would be nothing more sad than you being a brilliant, amazing person who can implement, who knows exactly where to invest and what to invest in, but that when things get difficult, you throw in the towel and you walk away and you give up. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to your family. That's not fair to everybody else in the investing world. And so that's why I share these things with you. Okay. So enough about that. What am I wanting to talk to you guys about today? What I'm wanting to talk to you today, it's funny, I have all of these visuals and I don't feel like I have it super clear in words as, summarizing the topic, but here's what I keep visualizing. I keep imagining somebody swimming in a lake with weeds, needing to clear out the weeds in order to get to the top, in order to, be swimming in that beautiful sparkly water and come out into the sunshine. I'm visualizing a big rock mountain and blowing out the rock to create a highway around that rock to get me from here to there. I'm imagining a ski hill, tons of powder and somebody carving out a pathway for me to be able to go down. Bottom line is, I'm talking about the idea that we have goals. We all have goals and dreams. And yet there can be mess, there can be muck, there can be dirt, there can be obstacles, there can be things that get in our way. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. 3 pieces of this that I want you to take stock of in your own life. Maybe one of these 3 areas is something where you can really pay some attention and you can recognize that there is some muck. So today is about clearing the pathway. You have these goals. You're here for a reason. There's something you want to achieve. And where might there be mess? Where might you need to do some cleanup in order to move towards your goals? So the first thing I want you to, the first thing I want to chat about, the first thing I want you to pay attention to is cleaning up your inner world, cleaning up your mind. So what kind of mess might there be if you were to imagine your mind's eye, your mind in your mind's eye, is it crystal clean and clear? Or is it messy? What are the thoughts that go on in your mind? What are the things that you say to yourself about yourself? What are the conversations that are happening in your mind that nobody knows are happening? Your inner demons, your inner, not believing in yourself, or believing the world is a bad place, or believing that people are out to get you, or, or focusing on the negative rather than the positive. What goes on? And here's the thing. None of us need to say this out loud. This is for you. Every time I come on here on Monday, this is for you. This is for you to take stock of your own life. Only you know what goes on in your mind. Only you know what kind of conversations have in your mind. Is there any cleanup that needs to happen internally in your mind in order for you to be able to clear that pathway to achieve the goals and dreams that you so deserve, that you're here wanting, that we all have, because we wouldn't be a member of Fearless Real Estate Investors if we didn't? What kind of cleanup can you do in your inner world? And again, you can pretend, we can all pretend we don't have a mess in there. No, I'm a positive thinker. I live in gratitude and I think positively all the time. Well, that's amazing. And I encourage you to really be honest with yourself. This is an opportunity for you to be honest with yourself, and you don't need to comment. You don't need to share it with anybody. Nobody needs to know. But if we have this goal, if we have these dreams, and we know we want to get from here to there, and we envision, swimming through the weeds, or we envision a mountain highway, rock getting carved out, or we envision, a field of snow and clearing out that pathway by snowshoe or by ski. What is in your way right now? What kind of thoughts can you clean up? This is about you living your best life. So this week, when you walk away from Mind Power Monday, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it on the replay, I want you to think about the mental aspect, what's going on in your mind, and I want you to think, is there anything I can clean up here? Where do my thoughts naturally hang out? What kinds of conversations are going on in my mind when nobody's looking? Or listening, I guess. Nobody can see inside your mind, but this is the thing. This is hidden. Nobody knows what's going on in your mind except you. So I want you to really be willing to be honest with yourself, because you care about yourself enough, you love yourself enough, and your goals are important enough to you that you're actually going to take stock of this, and you're going to pay attention to what kind of cleanup can happen in my inner world that is going to make it that I can move forward towards my goals in a more comfortable way, whether that's faster, whether that's with more ease, whether that's with more alignment because you're crystal clear. But that's the first one, cleaning out your inner world. The next one is to pay attention to cleaning up your outer world. Shocker! Clean up your inner world, clean up your outer world. But I see this in two forms. Cleaning up your outer world. I want you, and again, only this is about you, for you. Nobody needs to know. What in your external world could use some cleaning up? Here's the one thing I know, or at least that I believe, and it's the truth for me. I cannot thrive in chaos. So if my desk is a complete mess, if my home is a complete mess, if my car is a complete mess, if everywhere I turn there's mess and piles and paper and dirt and disorganization, I cannot thrive. I can't have a clear mind to be able to move forward with what I need to do in that day. So maybe you are somebody who says, I can live in mess. I'm great living in mess, like my teenage daughters tell me all the time. I'm happier when I'm surrounded by piles of clothes. That's where I feel comfortable. You can say that if you want to say that, and that's great. But I encourage you, for the purposes of showing up to these Mind Power Mondays, we're talking about clearing a pathway to achieve your goals. What can be cleared up? What can be cleaned up in your external world so that you can move forward towards your goals with more clarity? I do believe that there's very few people on this planet who work optimally in a chaotic environment. So does your desk need to be cleaned off? Do you need to, and I'm not talking, that you need to now dedicate the next 3 weeks to, creating an entire new system. I'm saying right now, what can you do? What can you clear off to make it a nicer space for you to work? What is it in your life that kind of eats away at you, that when you look at it, you don't feel great, and therefore it stops you from thriving? It stops you from being able to make that phone call or do that research or whatever it might be. What can you look at this week in your external environment that you can clean up? And you might not think this is important, but we're talking excellence here. We're talking achieving things the average person doesn't achieve. We are talking setting ourselves up for success. And a huge part of that is being super aware of things that the average person isn't aware of, holding yourself accountable, setting yourself up to be able to work magic, to do incredible things and achieve success. So you cannot pay attention to what's going on in your mind and what you're saying to yourself. That's fine. But I know the power of, if you're paying attention, if you want this to be as easy as possible for you, then paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to the conversations in your mind, paying attention to the dialogue, paying attention to, are you somebody who focuses on the positive or the negative? Are you somebody who, beats yourself up inside when nobody's looking? I promise you, none of that stuff is going to propel you forward in a comfortable, wonderful, beautiful way. So if you're wanting to clear a pathway, if you're wanting to achieve these incredible things, then pay attention to that. I also believe that nobody who's incredibly successful, well, maybe that's not true, but I believe that it's a lot easier to be focused and move forward with clarity when you have some space around you that allows you to do that. So if you're living in chaos, I think, clean up your inside, clean up your outside. Take a look around you, and this week, be honest with yourself. What are the areas that you could, what's one area? Is there something that you know, do you look at your desk and it's a complete disaster and you can't focus and you don't feel good going and sitting down there to get at it? Then if that's the case, do some tidying. And then the last piece is also an external piece, which is cleaning up who you spend your time with. And again, maybe you don't this week or forever need to pay attention to all three of these things. My goal when I come onto a Mind Power Monday, my goal is to be of service to at least one of you. My goal is that somebody listening to this has a light bulb go on and goes, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I've started to go down this path of, of not being grateful and that my inner dialogue isn't grateful. If one person has that awareness and starts to shift their mindset to being grateful and focusing on what they have versus what they don't have, then I've done my job. If one person says, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, I didn't even notice, and I mean, I'm smart enough to notice, but I just hadn't really paid attention that I've let my external world get so messy because I've been so focused on building my business that I've kept saying, I don't have time to tidy that up. I don't have time to tidy that up. I don't have time to tidy that up. But in reality, every day I feel so disorganized and chaotic inside, and I'm just on edge and I can't focus. Oh my gosh, that's me. I'm going to spend an hour and I'm just going to tidy up my space so that I can feel at peace when I sit at my desk, so that I can feel good to dive into real estate. And the last one is your circle. Who are you spending your time with? I know that we can't always, choose every person that's in our life. And that we're going to have family members that we love that are different than us, and friends that we've been friends with forever that, we don't want to walk away from, but they're not aligned. But what you can do is choose how much time you spend, what that looks like, and purposely bring people into your life that are aligned with you, that you can have inspiring conversations, that you can grow together. You can purposefully choose that. And you can spend less time in one way. It doesn't mean you love them any less. It doesn't mean you care about them any less. But you can purposefully design your life. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say here today. You can purposefully design your life. You can purposefully be in control of what you're thinking and saying to yourself. You can purposefully design a space around you, whether it's a trailer or whether it's a mansion. You can create a little piece of sanctuary for yourself so that you set yourself up for success. You can purposefully figure out who you want to have a conversation with or build a relationship with that makes you feel better and thriving and excited so that you can go after your goals. And that is what I'm wanting to share with you guys today. This is cleaning up or clearing out a pathway to achieve the results that you want in your life. What do you need to do? One of the things I know I need to do, and I'm starting tomorrow, is I'm doing a little cleanse. I'm doing a 7 or 9 day cleanse. I know that I need to clean up my internal world from a health perspective after indulging and, my knee injury and having guests here, eating all sorts of different things. And I just haven't been super, super mindful. Yes, I'm drinking my greens every day. Yes, I'm having my smoothie every day, but I'm not nourishing myself with every bite that I take the way I love to, that makes me feel really good and allows me to thrive in my life. So I'm doing a cleanse. That's an example. I'm doing that so I can feel as good as I can feel. I can be the best version of myself that I can be. And I think when we get busy, when we can make excuses and we can say, I don't have time to pay attention to my thoughts. I've got this to-do list. I've got to do. I can't stop and think about what my internal environment is. I got way too much to do that. I can't clean up my desk or clean my house or run the vacuum through quickly or whatever those things are for you that eat away at you, that stop you from feeling like you can feel good in your own skin, in your own life. We can say we don't have time for that, but I promise you, if you take 30 minutes to do whatever it is, you've then freed up space. You've cleared the pathway to move forward towards your goals. You can say, I don't have the time to build relationships, or the people that surround me are negative and they don't understand. Well, I'm going to challenge you on that. You have the choice. There are so many amazing people on this planet, and you can either choose to spend time with those people or not, to build relationships with those people or not. It doesn't mean throwing people out, but it does mean being purposeful. So there you have it. There's your Mind Power Monday for today. We all have goals. You have a goal. You have dreams. You have this vision for you out there in the future. You are a part of this community because you have things you want to achieve that are different than where you are right now. I know you want it. I know you want it so deeply. And I promise you that paying attention to these aspects will help you achieve your goals. I know they're not taking a course, taking a seminar, crunching numbers, buying properties, but I do know that this is your life. Every single day you wake up and this is your life, and feeling as good as you can feel and creating your life on purpose. And, even though maybe you're not where you want to be now, feeling really good because you are cleaning up and you are growing and you're challenging yourself to be your best. That is what I'm here to share with you. That is what I want for all of us, myself included. Life gets hard. Life gets challenging. Real estate isn't easy. Family isn't always easy. Being a parent of teenagers isn't easy. Being a parent of toddlers isn't easy. There's so many different things, but in spite of all of that, we are here to live an amazing life. And so clean out whatever visual it is for you, whether it's a big rocky mountain that the rock blasting a road right through, whether it's a ski hill where you're going downhill and you're carving that path, whether you're snowshoeing through a winter trail, whether you're swimming in a lake and you're swimming through the weeds and you're coming up on top. Have a visual and clear the pathway so that you can achieve your goals with as much ease and comfort as possible. So, cleaning up inside, what's going on inside here that nobody can see, and cleaning that up. Is that what you're going to pay attention to? Is that your aha moment, that there's work to do there? Cleaning up your outside world, your literal physical space. Is that where you need to pay attention and dedicate a little bit of time and energy to clean that up? Or cleaning up your circles, cleaning up the people that you spend your time with, that you communicate with, that you're building relationships with. Is that where you need to focus a little bit of attention? Because you deserve it. We all deserve it. And there you have it. I hope that this was the message somebody needed to hear today, and I can't wait to read your comments. See you next week. As I always say, you guys reach out, share with me your challenges so that I can share with you content that's going to support you specifically towards achieving your goals. That's why I come on every single Monday, is to be able to do that for you. So have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I will read your comments as soon as I get off. Okay, bye for now.